Hey everybody, welcome to the second edition of Chat and Games. I'm your host for the day, Melvin Rodriguez. I am joined by the sexy voice of the business, Matt. How you doing?
What is our business exactly?
Our business is talking about
business, but
the business of talking about games, enjoying lives and sharing things with the community and the bots out there, you know?
all right. And it's so specific. I guess it's not that hard to be the anything of the business.
Exactly. Well, if the business is only the two of us, technically you can be the sexy voice of the business.
I only have to be better than you.
Exactly. And that's not very hard to do, especially with this accent that I got going on. In any case, thank you to everybody for joining us. We are, again, recording this live on twitch.tv/SolveFunAndGames, but this is also going to go live on various podcast services right now on SoundCloud, and we are still waiting on iTunes approval, but by the time you hear this on iTunes, you've pretty much been approved, because otherwise you wouldn't be hearing it. And also we are gonna put the video form on YouTube, broken down into different topics. So today, since it's the 2 days before Fire Emblem comes out, Fire Emblem Three Houses, we're gonna be talking the theme of the week is, well, Fire Emblem overall, not necessarily about Three Houses. We're gonna be talking about some of our predictions in regards to what Fire Emblem Three Houses is gonna offer us and what we'd expect from it. We're also going to be talking about our story with the game franchise, which is Fire Emblem, what titles we play, any fun memories with playing the old titles. This is mostly going to be Matt carrying the show, since he's played a lot more of the past Fire Emblems than I have. And we will also be talking about some of the Fire Emblem archetypes, and that's also going to be Matt carrying the show. So essentially, I'm just going to
give Melvin a lesson.
Exactly. Just imagine that Matt is talking to you directly and not really talking to me, alright? Alright, so let's start with the first topic, as we said. Fire Emblem Three Houses comes out this Friday. So we got... Matt, you told me that you're excited about the game, finally, after not being excited for like 2 weeks.
Over the last week, I've just been getting more and more excited just talking to people about it. I'm a victim of hype.
It's just finding the information. Like once you see it and talk to other people, you find more excitement about the game than just...
It's also just like people have started giving their impressions, people who have the game, and it seems like it's going pretty positively so far, so
which is good.
That's a good sign.
Yeah. But although it depends on... It's all a matter of perspective, right?
Right.
Even if some people are saying it's good, doesn't mean it's going to be fun for you. So what got you most excited about this game?
About this game recently, what I've been most excited about, I think, is the story. Apparently the writing in this game is actually quite good.
Actually?
And yeah, so it's all about the three paths or whatever, and it seems like there's a bit more to these three lead characters. They all have the potential, at least, to be a bit less than good people. I'll put it that way.
All three of them?
Yeah, all three have a bit of a darker side to them. And apparently the story actually does some gray moral ambiguity and stuff like that fairly well. Because the last time Fire Emblem did that in Fates, it did not go so well.
No, it did not.
But yeah, I've been hearing good things about the writing, and it's been a long time since I've really been able to engage with a Fire Emblem story, so I'm looking forward to that. And also, I think if the school system works well, that's going to be a lot of fun for me too. Just like fine-tuning every little detail of all my units and watching them all grow from nothing to carry me through the rest of the game.
Interesting. Yeah, so you're going to be all in on the calendar school section. You're not going to be doing the auto study.
Well, if it ends up being really boring or lame or something, maybe I will. But the hope, I think if it's done well, that I'm going to be all over that, just fine-tuning every little aspect of my time management for training these units and recruiting new ones and all that.
I guess that brings a good point. Like, I don't even know if you can, but once you go through one day, unless you have a save point from a previous day, you're not going to be able to go back like you do in battle, for example. So So time management there is way more important.
Yeah, it seems that way.
And you're gonna be going out and inviting some of the students to dinner with you, having a feast.
It's pretty tough to actually recruit students from the other schools. Like, there's a lot of conditions you have to meet to get just one of them. And people say, like, if you're going through not really worrying about that, you probably won't get any. You kind of have to, like, pick a person you want and really focus on appealing to them. To switch houses.
Interesting. So I wonder if you're gonna have a limit of how many people you can actually recruit then, if you need to focus on only a certain amount of people.
I wonder if there's going to be an actual... I feel like there's probably not a set limit in place, but it's just with how limited your time is, it's going to be very hard to get like over a certain amount.
That's... okay, so that I know who I need to target then. Good. Thank you for telling me this beforehand, because otherwise I would have just tried to get everybody, but I have certain specific people from other houses which I want to get.
Yeah, you had to kind of hone in on and target certain people from the sounds of it.
Nice. Yeah, so I guess I'll go with my most exciting feature as well. Mine was the calendar section. I'm interested in, just as you said, you're interested in like fine-tuning the characters that you have, and also getting to know... One thing that I really enjoy about Fire Emblem is the different personalities actually come through for the characters.
Yeah.
They really focus on making sure that each character has their own personality. They're very individual. Even if some of them are like more than others, I think that's alright. Yeah. That's the appeal of the game.
Everyone's going to have their favorites. That's
exactly
just how it goes. And that's sort of the whole thing is with this many characters. You should be able to find at least a few that you can kind of latch onto and enjoy.
Yeah, so I'm excited about getting to interact with the characters, getting to know each and every single one of them, seeing what I like. Of course, I know already I'm gonna like Raphael. I really hope that by the 5-year mark, he has a different shirt though, because wow.
It's got the same shirt and just a bigger body.
At that point, there's no shirt. Like that's just like a pocket, like I don't know, like a little dress over top of his shoulders. I don't know what it would be. It will be like the Incredible Hulk when the clothes actually rip out. But in any case, yeah, I'm excited about that. And in terms of the fighting, I'm actually excited to experience the different sets of battle and not being afraid to make one mistake. Because I'm gonna tell you that I'm not gonna be the hardcore Fire Emblem that if it makes a mistake and dies, you're gonna reset the entire battle. I'm not gonna be like that. Now that we have the ability to reset a few moves back, I'm gonna take advantage of that. And it's gonna be... I'm finally excited to... okay, if I make a mistake, I know that I made a mistake. I just need to move two moves back and actually make it right readjust instead of going back and doing the entire... Because sometimes that actually discourages me from continuing on. Yeah. Like, I don't want to go through 35 minutes of battle just because I made one mistake. But it's okay. I'm an elite gamer, and that's not gonna happen. But just having that option out there, you know.
You're not gonna be playing on lunatic difficulty, though.
No, heck no. I want to enjoy the game. I'm like it's just too much. A lunatic mode will be on something that I will play on multiplayer or something just to get better at the game. But yeah, that's where we are excited. What are you... okay, based on what you've seen so far, anything that doesn't excite you as much?
Yeah. For me, it's just, and this is more just because of the history of this sort of thing, is the Avatar protagonist.
Okay.
Who I have confirmed that you can name.
You can name?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be just Violet?
Black.
Oh, I don't even know how to pronounce that, but yeah.
But yeah, just kind of based on the history, I feel like they haven't done this type of character very well in the past. Sort of just from what I've seen, their thing seems to be like they have some power and they can go talk to a little dragon girl with dumb hair. And I don't know, nothing about them really seems that interesting to me so far. So my, I guess, worry would be that whatever they have going on takes time away from these other three that we have, the three kind of main lords who all seem a lot more interesting
than the main character. That is true. Yeah. At the end of the day, you are the teacher, though. So you know, even though the story might be, do you think the story is going to be focused on three lords, or your story is going to be focused on your journey through it?
I think it's going to be kind of half and half. Would be my prediction. But yeah, I'm not totally sure. Because it sounds like, because whichever one of these characters you pick is ultimately what's going to drive the story after the time skip from the sounds of it.
Yeah.
And I assume whatever your character has going on is going to be mostly the same across all paths.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's hard to say.
Hard to say. But that's, yeah, I guess that's right. Are you not excited to see the Clyde, or whatever the name of the main character be the next character on Smash?
You mean Bleth?
Bleth? Yeah, yeah.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
Oh, you'll see, man. Like, you know, they have every single Fire Emblem character in Smash already. It's gonna happen.
Well, it is a Fire Emblem game. Who says you've only played one Fire Emblem game? You played all the Smash games as well.
True, exactly. There you go. Yeah, and they're gonna try to find a way to make him a swordy boy too, or a swordy girl.
They already use a sword as their main thing. They have some kind of like whip sword, I think.
Yeah. Anyway, for what I'm least excited about. So for me, the least exciting part about this game is the fact that you can well, it's not that I'm least excited about. It's just I'm kind of hoping that they do better. It's in terms of the marriage.
Okay.
Being able to marry other units, and I really hope that it's not the focus of the game, since it seems like the story and developing relationships with other characters, not necessarily on the marriage side, but overall, like actually getting a team. Like I just imagine, since there is a 5-year time skip, right? At the beginning, you're just the teacher of the students, and having them grow and form a team, a battalion that you are the helm of. I think that's super exciting. But the marriage side of things is like, I don't know if it's gonna be forced just because it's part of the franchise to begin with. And marrying your student, it seems kind of weird to me.
Yeah, well, it can only happen after the skip at least. So that's something.
Yeah, and the other thing that I'm least excited is, since they're changing the formula of how the battles are gonna go, I'm just hoping that I don't take a long time to learn all the different classes and all the different combat scenarios that might happen. Yeah, because for me, that's one of the main things that drew me out from the other Fire Emblems. Not because I thought it wasn't fun, it's just it takes a little while to get accustomed, used to all those little things that you gotta get, all the little battle encounters. Yeah,
I think relative to Fates, because Fates had a lot of little, like, depending on who you're standing beside, they'll like also attack and you'll get all these other little modifiers.
Yeah,
it seems like there's gonna be a little bit less of that in this one from what I've seen, but it's hard to say for sure.
Exactly. In terms of, so that's the most exciting and the least exciting. Is there anything that you want this game to be, like, after seeing everything that you've seen?
Well, I guess I'll just say up front, across all the games I've played, I don't think I've found my perfect Fire Emblem game yet.
Okay.
Even the ones I enjoy the most all kind of have that one big flaw that sort of hinders my enjoyment.
Interesting.
Just enough that I can't really say it's like my ideal vision of this franchise. So ideally, I want it to be that. So I want it to have good writing, good story, good map design with distinct, unique objectives between the maps, not just kill all the enemies on the map over and over again.
Yeah.
I want combat to be engaging and like in depth without being overly complex. I want the support system to be handled well. I think that's most everything.
So you want the perfect game. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, basically. I mean, why wouldn't I?
Well, that is very true.
I guess if I had to say something specific to this game, I want the 3 paths to be distinct enough that they're all enjoyable to play through, and it doesn't feel like a slog going through the same thing over and over again.
Well, thank you for taking what I was gonna say. I was gonna say, like, the replayability aspect. Well, I had 2 things actually that will define whether I really like this game or not. One of them was the replayability, like how different are the houses, that actually picking a different house makes a difference. Like, I want to be able to say, okay, I picked this house and this is what happens through the story based on the decisions and everything that we make, and all and having these unique characters be a part of that line. But I want to see that there's different story branches, different things that actually matter on the other houses if I were to replay this game. specifically even interactions between students. Like if I know that I'm missing this little piece of lore from another house, which is very important and very appealing, I want to go back and actually play those through the other two houses if I choose to.
Yeah, and it sounds like there are some supports that are like between students from different houses. So the only way to get those will be to play one of the houses and recruit the other student.
Yeah, exactly.
Those are going to be tricky if it is super hard to recruit people from other houses.
Yeah, to give some context is I'm a big fan of Mass Effect 2, so the concept of recruiting people is really fun.
Yeah.
And so for me, that's a very fun aspect of the game. The other thing that I really wanted that I want from this game is a very compelling story. In the previous Fire Emblem games, the ones that I played specifically, the story at the beginning from the premise, it seemed really very interesting. Like when I was playing Birthright, you had this child, which was basically his blood parents were in war with his adopted parents, and you got to choose one side, and that side of things was actually pretty interesting.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I'll agree with that.
Yeah, a very interesting premise. But then as you play through the story and even the ending, it's like it just falls through hard, in my opinion.
Yes, I completely agree.
Yeah, so
it feels very contrived. Characters don't act logically a lot of the time.
Yeah.
There's this whole bid that like these sides are equal is just completely thrown out the window because the king of one side is just a complete monster, whereas the other nation is just like completely perfect and does nothing wrong and has a barrier up that makes enemy soldiers lose their will to fight.
Yeah.
A friendship barrier.
So it just falls through. Like there's no, I don't know if there's another way to describe it for me. And I really hope that this story also has a really cool premise, in my opinion. The three houses, so you being the teacher, the students, and then this 5-year skip that seems really interesting. Everybody knows that it turns into a wars and something happens. That's okay. But what I want to make sure is that the story and the relationships actually carry through in an interesting way. In terms of is that what you think this game is actually going to be, or do you have some reservations about it?
I have some reservations. I think that this is, I mean, I'm kind of just going off of what I've heard, so I'm just believing everything that I've been told, but it sounds like the combat or like the map design is kind of simple. There's nothing too... It doesn't seem like it's necessarily bad, but it's sort of middle of the road.
Okay.
There have been better games, there have been worse games, it's just sort of okay.
Okay, I see.
That's probably the main area where I'm sort of wavering, and I also think the three paths are probably going to be pretty similar for the school portion, and then it's only after the time skip that they're going to really kind of diverge.
Well, yeah, it's kind of hard to say, but I do agree there might be like the different interactions that might be different between houses. But other than that, yeah, I might see it, and I think I'm okay with that, as long as the actually branches and there's something like really unique about it. It's
substantial.
Exactly.
Yeah.
In terms of if I think this game is gonna be, I think from what I've seen and everything that has been going on, even the battle screens, for me wasn't. Yeah, I haven't seen any interesting like map design yet, but I haven't seen many maps either. So I couldn't tell you if that was gonna be a concern of mine. Right,
and that might not even be a deal breaker for you, considering you haven't played as much Fire Emblem.
Exactly.
So something that I've seen done to death might be new and interesting for you. So.
Exactly. So for me, I think this game is gonna actually be what I want it to be, as long as it keeps the story the way that it's meant to be, and I actually are able to grasp the concept of the new combat designs quite well, and the evolving and graduating the students. What do they call? They have to pass an exam to actually change or become a different class altogether. So I think as long as that holds, I think the game is going to be good.
All right. Do you have any predictions about what you think like each of the three houses are gonna sort of do for their story?
Oh, no, I haven't even thought of that actually.
these characters got added to Heroes, and so I've been learning a bit about the three main ones through that. So
Okay.
I think I might have some idea which way paths are gonna go now.
Okay.
So my impression is Edelgard is gonna try and conquer the entire country for her story
Oh.
to expand the empire.
Okay, I can see that. What about the whole
She-
kingdom?
Her whole thing is that she's supposed to be super ambitious. Dimitri's thing seems to be that he's a very like chivalrous knight guy.
Yeah.
And then from the E3 trailer, it looks like he goes through some rough stuff between the time skip, and it becomes kind of a much more cynical, battle-worn, hardened like
Oh.
warrior.
That actually sounds really interesting.
I think he's gonna be a lot of just like something bad's gonna happen to him between the skips, and he's gonna be very revenge driven early on, but eventually probably grow out of it.
Okay.
But yeah, I think he is probably gonna be fighting Edelgard as his main villain.
Yeah. So basically, you're saying the Black Eagles are gonna be the villains.
Yeah, in a sense.
In a
And
sense, again.
I think for her, from Edelgard's perspective, it's gonna be like this is for the good of the continent, for one reason or another.
Yeah, for sure.
And then I think my impression of Claude, he's a lot more underhanded than I sort of expected. He's very like, I will do whatever's necessary to keep myself and my like friends safe.
Oh, okay. I like that.
In
I like that.
Heroes, he's got a lot of his little skit that he goes through is he's gathering poison because he wants to poison the enemies to avoid battle so that he doesn't have to risk any of his friends dying.
Oh, okay, so very.
So I think he's just kind of going to be caught in the middle of all this and trying to sort of scheme his way through in order to come out on top.
Oh, I see. Huh. That's actually. Oh, I didn't even think of that. Those are good predictions, but see, you're getting me more excited about the game now.
Yeah, see, this is one of the things that started getting me more excited, is learning more about these characters, and it's like they do actually seem more distinct now, and they have their own motivations, and they all have sort of a deeper element to them. They're not just like perfect individuals, it seems like. So
That's actually pretty awesome. Okay, yeah, well, I didn't even know about this. Now I'm actually more excited to find out more. And hopefully, going back and then looking back, hopefully, if the stories at least slightly resemble what your predictions are, because if it is, it's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope it's not just the same thing 3 times, but with the characters swapped out.
Yeah.
That would be very disappointing.